Hey, uke friends, welcome to Outlaw Ukulele Chat. I'm your host, GoCat Dave, and today we're lucky to have with us King Kukulele, a comedian,
Yeah,
actor, singer, songwriter, and recording artist who's played ukulele all around the world. How you doing, King?
I'm pretty waking up, pretty good. This
Excellent.
is I'm in Los Angeles.
You are in Los Angeles, and I'm here in Maine, so I'm glad we got the time thing sorted out. I
All
was
right.
backward. I was backwards from living in Arizona for 10 years. So thank you so much for making the time to be with us today.
I'm happy. I'm honored that you would ask, and so I hope that we get to tell some good stories, and
Well,
I hope you get an interview unlike any other.
excellent. So we're going to start way back. And where did you grow up?
I grew up here in California, in what has been known as behind the orange curtain in Orange County. I grew up in the city next to Disneyland,
Oh, cool.
Buena Park.
Yep.
Yeah,
So when you were a kid, did you go there?
I
Did you?
did. Yeah, I snuck in. I used to use all the tricks to sneak in, and I grew up with four brothers, my mom and dad had five boys,
Mm.
and so going there a lot was not really an option, but it was close enough to where we would get there. It never lost its shine, put it that way.
Yep.
We it was pretty magical. But that's where
Awesome.
I grew up. Yeah.
And did you, was your family a musical family? Were there instruments around or?
Yeah, but it was a black belt in karate that got us into music, and to this day when people say, "Well, how'd that happen?" Because out of the five brothers, four of us play professional music, and mostly horns. That's how we started out. It was my
Okay.
dad's karate teaching partner who was a high school band teacher, and he
Mhm.
supplied us with horns, and we all learned on trumpets, trombone, saxophone, and then got deeper into music to where I have a brother that plays keyboards and accordion, and I'm doing comedy with the ukulele.
Great,
But
great.
I also do guitar stuff. I play pirates and cowboys, elves, and leprechauns. Yeah, I do it all.
Excellent. So when did you first become aware of the ukulele?
In 1993. Now, there were ukuleles when I was little. My uncle played a ukulele in a show. I remember seeing it, but it was in 1993,
Hmm.
and I find this kind of relevant. I was going through a harsh breakup, and I was not happy, so I took the opportunity to use a frequent flyer miles ticket to go to Hawaii for
Oh,
10 days.
nice. Yep.
Visited a friend, and while I was there, I met a guy who was basically he was at a crafts fair selling
Uh-huh.
T-shirts, and while he was in between customers, he would just strum on one of these, and he's
Okay.
just sitting there, and I'm walking around, um, and just met him, and he let me try out his ukulele in
Yep.
Lahaina. It was in Lahaina,
Okay.
and then he told me he was from Orange County, and he had a friend
Hmm.
who who would go every Monday and play ukuleles with seniors at a
Oh,
senior recreation
that's
center.
great. Yep.
And so it took me a while to muster up the courage to just call a stranger out of the blue, but I did in
Hmm.
probably in February of '94. And the book is this thick. It's like 200 songs, and they're
Mm.
classics. Like I learned so many pop songs from the 30s and 40s,
Right. Yep.
and we have a guy in California who many years ago had a show about interesting oddball characters and history in California. And his name
Okay.
was Huell Hauser.
All right.
And I was able to get this guy to come to the senior center and do a half-hour television episode on these seniors. And it was just, yeah, it was just great. It's that kind of crowd, very
Yeah.
interesting,
That's
fun
very.
people.
So can I ask you, do you remember what brand your first ukulele was? The first ukulele you
Yeah.
got?
Yeah. In fact, I was really kind of happy about having this wild experience. Basically, the first one I had was it was a gift from one of the seniors there.
Really?
Um, yeah, my dad had a ukulele in the closet for decades that he didn't play, and when I wanted to get involved, I got that ukulele. It is a baritone.
Oh, okay.
And
So
baritone
tuned differently.
ukuleles,
Yeah.
baritones are like, are you playing a large ukulele or are you playing a small guitar? And so I
Yeah.
had a baritone ukulele, and it wasn't like, it's not the go-to one. And
Right.
so one of the seniors gave me a favilla. And I had this favilla ukulele, and I loved it, and it sounds good, and it knew how to fly. I could make it fly. And
Yeah.
and after a couple of years, I started playing. I got more involved, and I started to play ukulele festivals and things like that.
Right.
And
Yep.
I got invited to New Jersey, which is all the way at the other end of the country, to go
Yep.
to the Uke Expo 2000. So
Okay. Yep.
25 years ago, and I went to this great weekend and met just so many friendly people, and we got together as a crowd and we kind of raided Manhattan the next night. It was fantastic. We literally raided the stage and got up and performed
Oh,
at a
that is
place.
so cool.
There was probably about eight or nine of us. And one of them was from South Carolina, I believe, and wrote the story in the newspaper. We ended up in a news clipping in South Carolina. Point is, at that festival in Orange, New Jersey,
Hmm.
they had a reunion of the Favilla family. The
Okay.
Favilla family, who had been making ukuleles, I believe, in Brooklyn, they had a falling out, and the family business kind of stopped, and the
Oh,
family they had a fissure, is that the word, fissure?
sure. Yeah.
For
Fisher.
sure,
Fisher. Yeah.
for
Fisher.
sure.
Fisher. I think I've always said Fisher, but I could be wrong.
They
Fisher.
totally had a fissure for sure. And after 50 years, I got to see the Favilla family get back together, and
Oh, very cool.
it was really cute, really cool.
So at what point in this, learning the ukulele and picking it up, did you realize that you were destined to have a long-term relationship with the ukulele? Like it was going
I
to be something.
remember, I remember when that happened. It was 3:47. It was 3:47 in the afternoon.
You had the time, you remember exactly?
I got you so good. I got you. 3:47. Yeah.
3:47.
A
It
lot
was
of
an
very
important moment.
monumental. It was big, big for me. I
Yep.
don't know, I think the secret sauce for me has to do with Pee Wee Herman, because
Oh.
Pee Wee Herman and I both studied at the same school, and
Oh,
so yeah, the Groundlings on
yes,
Melrose.
the
Yeah,
groundwork.
I studied at the Groundlings. My
Wow.
first my first teacher was Dr. Evil's girlfriend,
Uh-huh.
Mindy Sterling, and
Yep.
my second, third, and fourth course were taught by the Gimp.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Steve Hibbert. So
Yep.
Dr. Evil's girlfriend and the Gimp taught me
Right.
comedy. And so what happened is that when I started to play music, so much influence came from comedy improv
Right. Right.
that it really shaped my act. And my first performance for pay, not on the street, because I hadn't been
Hmm.
doing the hat out. My first
Sure.
performance was at a club in Dublin owned by Bono. So
Oh, you were in Ireland.
yeah, my first show, and
Yep.
um and so in that first couple months, uh, performed for, I think Sinead O'Connor was there. Neil
Oh,
jo
wow.
Yeah, Neil Jordan came in, and
Yep.
um, and on one night, Ben Stiller was there. Ben Stiller was there on January 1st, 1994,
Mhm.
and I'm doing my show, and I looked over it, and I'm like, that's Ben Stiller in Dublin. And I'm playing, and and the thing is, the one thing you don't want to say is exactly what I said. And I looked at him and I go, "Hey, you were that guy." And this is 1994, so it's like,
Yeah.
he
He
wasn't
didn't
that
have
guy.
any strange like liquid hanging from his hair or anything, did he?
It's the Mary. Mary's the one with the liquid in the hair.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, Ben's liquid was in Cameron's hair. Um, you got to get your movie references right.
You're right, I do. I
But
do.
yeah, that reference goes to 11. So he's sitting there, and I go, "Hey, you're that guy." And he goes, "Huh?" I go, "You're that guy." And I said, "What are you doing in Dublin?" He goes, "Well, I was hoping I could take a vacation somewhere where no one would recognize me." And then so I called him chicken if he didn't get on stage and sing Istanbul. So I
Oh,
said,
okay.
this works too. It works on guys. It doesn't work on women. So I said, "Come on, what are you, chicken?" Bark, 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 bark. And he
Yep.
jumped up on stage and he sang Istanbul.
That is so cool.
Yeah, which has religious undertones if you think about it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Kind of a
Um,
religious song.
so I'm curious, what is the first song that you wrote? And was it on the ukulele or did you write it before that or?
Hold on, I think I brought you that. That
Oh, awesome.
this is a CD
Yep.
which is actually produced by a public relations company and put into a PR kit for journalists. And
Oh,
it's one song on a CD. So this is 1997,
all right.
and I got hired by the Orange County Fair to get paid good money
Hmm.
to play for the fair, and every day for like 17 days. And they wanted a song, and so this uh, their motto, their slogan was "We're going tropical," so that's in the song.
Uh-huh.
And the theme was fish, fruits, and nuts, so that's the name of the song. And it's a
That's the
patter
first
song, like
song.
yeah, it's a
Yep.
patter song, like a Danny Kaye long list of fruits, a long list of nuts, a long
Oh,
list of,
great. Yep.
boma, sassafras, pili, cola, babasu, koa, coconut, cola, oitikika, monkey pot. And,
That's great.
and it turns out that this is like the favorite song of Shag.
Oh, really? Really?
I don't know why. And when I say favorite song, you know, a lot of people wonder, like, is it Shag's favorite song that you wrote, or is it his favorite song of all time, like including the Beatles and the Stones and
Uh-huh.
the Specials and Madness and Oingo Boingo. But I don't think he likes Oingo Boingo. But I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to assume that
Right.
it's his favorite song of all time.
Yeah, yeah, go let's go with that.
You know, Beethoven, Mozart, Danny Elfman, you know,
Yeah.
Fish Fruits and Nuts. I'm gonna assume that for the
Excellent,
sake of it.
excellent. Now you do write novelty songs, and I'm wondering if there was any novelty singers that inspired you at all, or that.
A lot of people say that I write novelty songs, but have you ever heard of somebody picking lint out of their navel? See,
Yeah.
I think of my songs as more navelty. My songs are my songs. I like to write navelty songs, not novelty songs.
Okay, sure,
Uh,
novelty songs.
I'm sorry. Back to your question. I digress.
Oh, that's
Sorry.
okay. I'm just wondering if any of those, artists, say even Tiny Tim or anybody who wrote songs that had a humorous aspect to them, that you were like, oh, I want to write something that's going to make people laugh.
This one makes me laugh. I like this one. Wait, this one. There's antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, and hydrogen, and oxygen, and nitrogen, and rhenium, and nickel, neodymium, ptunium, uranium, and iron, americium, ruthenium, uranium. That song blows my mind. Um, that's Tom Lehrer. So
Okay.
I put Tom Lehrer is like in my short list of greats,
Hmm.
but I'll tell you, like, when I hear a song that is complicated,
Hmm.
and it's a story, but it's complicated, and I just like am so blown away by somebody's ability to create a story that is
Hmm.
hilarious.
Right.
Those guys are special to me. And so if you've ever heard, one of my favorites is "I'm My Own Grandpa,"
Okay.
because it's just
Oh, I know
phenomenal.
that song. Yeah, yeah, I know the
It's
song.
complex and funny.
Right.
But a couple of years ago, I learned about another one that I find really hilarious. It's an Irish song called "The Sick Note."
Okay.
And you know what a Rube Goldberg machine is?
Hmm. Oh yeah. Yep.
So for me, this song is like a Rube Goldberg thing, where the guy is essentially writing a note to his
Hmm.
boss about why he's not coming to work that day, and he explains what happened was he had to get a whole bunch of bricks off the 14th floor, and so what he did was he hoisted a barrel up,
Yep.
then he filled it with bricks. And then when
Okay.
he went down 14 floors to untie the rope and let it down, he realized that the barrel was heavier than him, and he held onto the rope, and the barrel came down and hit him, and it
Oh
broke his
no.
shoulder. And
Oh
then when it
geez.
hit the ground, it spilled out the bricks, and then he was heavier than the rope, and it went down again. And when it hit the top, it broke, and all the bricks fell on him.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it's a great song. I love songs with violence.
Yeah.
You know this one? Mama, don't whoop little Buford. I think you should shoot him instead. Can't sing
Okay,
that song.
so
Can't sing
tell me,
that
what's the story behind I don't eat poop?
song. You know that song? It's
Yes,
plagiarism. It's plagiarism.
is it?
Yeah, heck yeah. Did you know that I have a long, long, long relationship with Disney?
Well, I did read in some of your bio, yeah, that you had worked
Yeah.
with
So
Disney
I
and
stole that song from Disney.
oh, did you?
It's plagiarism.
Lock,
So what
stock,
happened
and
was this.
barrel?
I knew a Mormon guy.
Uh-huh.
Do I need to say more? Um, this Mormon guy comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, I'm doing an extreme sports TV show,
Yep.
and when we get to the surf report, instead of a surf reporter, I want you to sing the surf report."
Okay.
He goes, "But I'm Mormon, so
Okay.
what I want you to do." And years ago, we had this season where we had El Nino, and
Yep.
El Nino was going to be like it was going to be like torrential and like
Oh yeah. Yeah.
beyond bad, you know. And
Yep.
so basically, he said, "What I want you to do is I want you to tell the surfers that because of the storm, do not go into the water for 48 hours because the sewage will
Right.
be overloaded and it'll be a lot of sewage in the water. You'll get sick." So he goes, "I
Hmm.
want you to tell people don't go surfing until 48 hours, but because I'm Mormon, I don't want any curse words and I don't want any bad language. And
No
please,
scatological humor.
please exactly. Please keep it clean.
Yep.
Please keep it clean." So and he doesn't know what I'm going to sing. And so I get in there and he goes, "Do you have the song?" And we're at the beach and we're filming.
Hmm.
And and I go, "Oh, I think I got the perfect song." And I go like this, goes like this. "Well, I don't like poop, and that's no lie, because when I eat poop, I catch E. coli. And E. coli just ain't no fun, no, I don't like poop." And oh my God. So his jaw dropped, and he thought, "Oh no." And so yeah, it was a practical joke. I don't like poop is a practical joke. Now, it's a little bit of plagiarism. "Well, I'm no fool, no siree, because I'm gonna live to be 103." So, Jet, mind you, Jiminy Cricket, who sang "I'm No Fool," is actually played by Ukulele Ike, who's not Ukulele Ike. He is Cliff Edwards, and
Cliff
he's
Edwards.
is Jiminy Cricket.
Okay.
So everybody that loves Jiminy Cricket, you know, not biblically in the biblical sense. Sorry, that's vulgar. I
No, no,
mean,
no. That's great. I'm just trying to picture it. Now you got an image in my
no,
head.
I know, it's so sexy.
Yeah.
I mean, crickets are
They
sexy,
got long
right?
legs.
And he's got that hat, that dapper hat. I love a man in a uniform. Well, it's not a uniform, but he wears tuxedo tails, right? So Jiminy Cricket was played by a famous vaudevillian ukulele player. Don't forget that, kids.
Yep.
Remember that, kids. Um, hold on. So what was the question?
Okay, so let's see.
We were talking about that song being a Jiminy Cricket
Right,
song, and
right. The poop.
and I like ready for the Disney lawyers to come talk to me about that. I'm like, hey, man, they rejected that song.
Now,
Um,
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh, I was just going to
No,
ask you,
you.
so
No,
when
you.
did you hook up with the Freaky Tikis and who are these other band members?
Um, these guys, these guys. What happened was, I think I have a card here that might be less glossy. Um, this guy is a guy, Johnny Kalua. Johnny Kalua, the bass player. I went to high school with this guy, and
Yep,
he saw me doing my show. He
yep,
saw me doing the solo. I did a lot of solo stuff, and have you will travel. I
yeah.
could I could play with the audience, and like I said, a lot of it was improvising
Mhm.
and harassing the audience. "You want to heckle me? No, you don't heckle me. I heckle you." And then one
I
day
like
he
that
said,
approach.
Johnny
Yep,
Kalua on the bass, he said, "You ought to have a backup band." So he put this together. We got a vibraphone player, we had a steel player,
very
and believe it
cool.
or not, our very first show was at a bar called Dear John's
Hmm.
in I think it's in Culver City. And Huell Hauser, this television, he was a PBS television guy, well known.
Okay.
and they're still replaying his shows. He came to that very first show, you know.
Right.
Um, and there's been some personnel, changes. And Johnny Kalua, he we do an occasional gig here and there, but he was replaced by Malahini Mark.
Okay.
And Malahini Mark actually our recording engineer, really talented. We
Hmm.
got Ricky Contiki, Richard Fultonier on drums,
Yep.
and I found out recently that he's moonlighting.
As
What should I do? Can you take a poll? Can you take a poll and ask your viewers like what happens when Ricky Contiki starts moonlighting with the Martini Kings
oh
at the
yeah.
and then getting hired to play at Shagmart. Look what
Ooh.
look what they got. They got this album,
Yep.
Shag's art inspired music by, and look at
Uh
this. Isn't that great?
yeah. Yeah, that's
I want
really nice.
I want to have one of these albums.
Yeah, so it's vinyl then.
Where can I get one of these?
Oh, I don't know, except maybe if you look in front of you, you might if you sit.
Ah! Oh my God! There's one in my hand!
Yep.
Oh my God!
Oh gosh. So Zoom's telling me I'm running out of time, although I thought we still had
Wow.
7 minutes. So I want
Tell it,
to
tell it. You don't tell me, I tell you.
So let
Hey,
me just
what's
ask you
this?
what role is the ukulele? Oh.
I did the voice. I did a
Is
voice. I did my first bird voiceover for the Napa Museum's Tiki exhibit.
right, right. Very cool. And the parrot, is that a an ex parrot or is that like a living parrot that you've got there?
I was gonna say, what's an ex parrot? Like he's not wearing any clothes. Is that an
Yeah,
ex parrot?
yeah,
Triple X.
a late parrot.
He no, no, that's a toy. That's a toy which
Oh,
which is
okay.
a very high-end toy. Like, but he has fur instead of feathers. And
Oh,
and so I've always had I forget that I've gone through these phases where I have done shows, weird, bizarre shows. I would do shows with the parrot just moving and doing his thing. And I
yep.
remember, like just before the millennium, I used to do these shows where I recorded a 60-minute long CD, and it would play with like a snippet of bizarre, weird, twisted, messed up something for about a minute, and
Yep.
then I would record 15 minutes of dead air. And then there would be like a minute or 2 minutes of something like Perry and Kingsley, bing,
Okay.
bing, 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 ding, 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 and
Uh-huh.
then 15 minutes of space. So when I would play that thing, and one of them was the beginning of Abraham Lincoln at Disneyland, and I would just I sat in front of the audience for like a minute and did nothing, and then all of a sudden, bam, 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 and I would sit up like he does. The world has never had a good definition of the word liberty. And the audience would be like, "What the hell's going on?" And then I would do 15 minutes, and
Yep.
out of the blue, some music would kick in, and I'd start dancing.
That's awesome.
You know why I dance? Because I'm a bon vivant.
Well, there you go, and
I
that's a
am
good
might be
kind of
the last American bon vivant.
that's the best kind of vivant, I think. I mean, you wouldn't want to be a mal vivant or.
You invented malvivant. Oh, that is so good. That's a good name for the band, the Malvivants.
Yes, there you go. There you go. I do have a
Trademark that.
question. If
Yeah.
you were to advise like a brand new ukulele player, they've never had any background in music, but they really want to play the ukulele. Do you have any advice that you would give them?
Stay away from crickets.
Stay away
Uh,
from crickets. Yes.
they're damn sexy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I got hired to play at a pretty new, pretty fabulous tiki bar in
Hmm.
LA, and the job was basically we are a resort in Hawaii, and we're coming to LA, and we're going to invite some journalists, and what we want to do is we want to treat them to the flavor of what a visit to our resort is like. So it's going to start with a free ukulele lesson. That's where I
Oh.
came in. We're going to
Yep.
have drinks and we're going to serve some food. And then these journalists in LA are going to write about their experience. So I put together a course for people at resorts that are like newbies.
Yep.
And I just really wish I would have thought about this because what I did was I printed out a map, and it
Okay.
was it was it was a wee bit of plagiarism, but it was a 1960s very cool retro map of Hawaii. What I did
Okay.
was what I did was for these folks, I had the first island, and I put a one underneath it, and the second island had a four underneath it, and the third island had a five underneath it. So
Okay.
we went to the first island, and I said, this island is an island where traditionally people only played one chord, and this is
Okay.
it. It's one chord with one finger.
Yeah. C.
And then underneath there, I had about three songs that you could play with just one chord. So for a brand new ukulele player, put this one finger on the third fret right there, play that, and now play three songs and tell your friends you're an expert. And go like, put the lime in the coconut, you put it all together, put the lime in the coconut, you mix it all up. And and there's a couple of songs, right? And they would play that. And then we would go to the second island where they could play that chord and they could play this one. And now we're playing, and this one only has two fingers, and one of them is the middle finger. And we play like that. And now there's songs like that. There's like a list of songs that you could play with just those two chords. And there's also a couple of songs that you could play with, instead of going one to four, you're going one to five.
That's
Then
great.
you get to the third island where you have the third chord, and you've got three chords with just two fingers. And there's a list of songs there, stir it up, pretty darling,
Oh
stir
yeah.
it up. A lot of fun songs, and of course like Louie Louie, and you can walk away, you can leave me there, and fall in love with someone new. I love that song. I don't know why.
Oh, that's awesome. Is that
Um,
available? Like, is anybody, does that exist that
oh,
somebody could buy that?
yes, hello, yes, I'm right in the middle of an interview. I'm sorry right now. God, sorry about that call.
No worries.
The fake phone. It's not even a real phone. Come on now. I'm joking. You're good with movie references, but keep up with me. As Wally Bogue says, come on, keep up with me. You
Oh,
know how it is.
oh yeah, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. So,
Shugu. Shugu. What is the Shugu doing
Shugo.
here?
Okay, that I'm not afraid. I know airplane glue, but we're almost out of time. So I'd like
Sorry.
to, if you could, no, that's okay. If you could just mention, where can people find your music? I know there's Spotify. There's a bunch of stuff on Spotify, but like your
Yeah.
schedule of events, do you have that anywhere? Um,
I have a show coming up in Costa Rica. You guys want to go to Costa Rica with me?
oh yeah, yeah. You gonna
Yeah.
pay for the plane flight,
Yeah,
and we'll all
everybody,
just.
it's on me. Anybody, any listeners, you got going to Costa Rica, you got to fit in the trunk. We're driving. We're driving. Um, yeah, and I'm putting together a show in Australia. It's funny you ask me. I just like I'm bon vivant. So where's the shows? The next shows? Uh, I'll think of it as soon as we hang up. I'll think of it.
I
This
came across reverberationsmedia.com, and actually I was searching under your name and that came up, and it looked like there were some events. There was something coming up in Arizona. Some big,
Tiki Oasis.
yeah, Tiki
Yeah.
Oasis.
Tiki Oasis has been going since 2001, and the Arizona branch is kind of new, and I'm not really in Arizona, so I'm in California and San Diego every year. That is the world's largest Tiki festival, and this movie came out, the DVD of Tiki, and I narrated this movie and I interviewed in it and I wrote music for them. And in this movie, they call me the voice of Tiki. Now, it's not the voice of Tiki. Like if a voice of Tiki could talk, it would sound like me. Like, oh, hello, this is
Yep.
what I sound like because I'm a Tiki. I think he's talking. It's the voice of Tiki because I'm the master of ceremonies of
Oh,
that festival.
I
And
yeah, I don't want to cut you off, but we got about 6 seconds. So unfortunately, it's going to cut us off. But thank you so much, man. Thanks for
thank
coming
you.
on. And this
Love you
is great.
guys
Maybe we can do it again.
twice. Yeah, it's fun. Thank you.
Thank
Love
you,
you
thank you.
all.
And we'll catch you on the flip side.
Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. Wait a minute. How much time do we have?
Well, it's probably going to cut us off any second. So
What's it called? What's our show called
aloha.
again? What's our show called?
Oh, it's called Outlaw Ukulele Chat.
Viva Outlaw Ukulele Chat. Viva Outlaw Ukulele Chat. Ready?
Uh,
Viva! Viva Outlaw Ukulele Chat!
Excellent. Well, that was a blast. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, and I plan on doing a lot more of these ukulele interviews. So stay tuned, subscribe if you don't want to miss any. And if you could like and share, that is always awesome too. So we will catch you on the flip side.